We've been playing epic scale games since 1988 when Adeptus Titanicus came out. Around the mid-2000s, we stopped playing, but Richard kept collecting. And today, we're going to take a look in all the boxes that we just found in the loft.
Right, let's get started.
Okay, we already know what's in the Adeptus Titanicus box, and I think the Space Marine box, what was that?
Imperial Army or Solar Auxilia or whatever they're called today, Astra Militarum.
Okay, so let's move on because we've already had a look in there.
Pretty hefty box, that.
So this Titan Legions box.
It's been in the shop window.
Yeah?
Yeah, looking at the colour of the box inside. Imperial Fists. We've got an Imperial Fist lander. So this is the more later Epic Armageddon bits and pieces.
Okay, is that lead?
Yeah, that's white metal, lead. There's a lead Thunderhawk gunship, and there are some resin pieces here. That's obviously massive siege gun.
Okay, where did this come from?
That was off of Thingiverse.
Okay, what about the rest of the box? I mean, when did you get this?
I'm not sure where this box arrived, but we've got the first edition Land Raiders. So I think that's a Land Raider Proteus, as it's known these days. There we go. Look, one of the original rhinos, all decked out in yellow and black, the Imperial Fists. And then we've got these Raptor gunships. That's resin, but scaled for 6mm.
Well, I haven't seen this box before.
No, I think this box had other things in. I think, like, for instance, here we go. We've got Marines. They've been painted up in Imperial Fist colours. So this was a project I was working on a few years ago, and I've shared that on some of the forums on Facebook. Okay, look, little land speeder.
So this is some kind of secret army, this.
It is, yeah, loyalist. No Emperor's children here.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, I'm just going to pop that down. Put this one on top. This feels a bit more structured. Oh. Amazing, look, we've still got some unpainted miniatures. Who'd have thought that after 25 plus years, nearly 30 years. So this was my original Space Marine army, and I wanted to do something that was fast and furious in terms of painting, because my painting skills back then maybe not as advanced. And this, Sons of Ragnar, so either a chapter, you could use it as a chapter within the Space Wolves Legion, because I quite liked the Space Wolves Legion back then. And if you look, I did manage to paint some runes on the Contemptor Dreadnoughts. So no shaky hands there.
Okay, what's in the tray underneath?
Tray underneath. More Sons of Ragnar.
Okay, what's in the tray underneath?
More Sons of Ragnar.
And what are all
rhinos?
What are all these orange rhinos?
Orange rhinos. That looks like it was a half-hearted attempt at a Fighting Tigers Space Marine chapter. Look at that. It's all glossy. You must have had gloss orange paint for that one.
Can you tell me what is that plastic? Is that
No, that's a metal one.
Okay, tell us a bit about this one.
Let's just get these out. Hang on. So there's an original 1989, 1990 Space Marine Rhino, and
in plastic,
grey plastic, and they did multiple colours. Look, there's a blue one as well, and then they were doing lead or white metal rhinos as well. And the casting on these things isn't bad, actually. I'd say it's probably better than the more recent ones they did in the early 2000s.
Have you seen any other rhinos like that with the cowcatcher, with the dozer blade on the front?
With what they called, do you know why it's called a rhino?
Tell us.
World War II. British Army and American Army fitted these types of devices to the front of their tanks, and they called them a rhino.
And why did they fit them on the tanks?
To get through bocage.
I see.
and things of that nature, obstacles. And that's why it was called a rhino. Okay, so there we go. Lots and lots of Space Marines. And as is ever the case, Magnus has popped in there. Primarch of the Thousand Suns.
How did he get in there?
I don't know, but you can see that I've obviously started to paint him up. Done him in blue, because you have blue wings or whatever. And his skin will be all red and what have you. There we are. Okay, moving on. Oh yeah, and look at this. This is interesting. So this is a scratch-built Vindicator based on a plastic rhino.
So I've put some kind of plastic moulding on the top at the back there, yeah?
Yep.
And turned it into that Vindicator.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
Right, okay, so that's those boxes done with. Let's have a look and see what's in here. Oh my goodness. Right, so we've got some of the original knights. So they were the old original knights. I can't remember what type they are. But they're the sort of like maybe they're the paladin.
Are they white metal?
No, they're plastic. So this, when they brought out Titan Legions, they brought out the box where you got some Titans and you got some of these guys as well. This one, however, they also did a metal range. And this one is a Lancer, I think. And somebody, please correct me if I'm wrong, but that's white metal.
Okay. And what's this? Is this another secret army you've been working on?
Yeah,
Or
this
is
is
it a
either
Chaos Army?
it's either Chaos and it was going to be Word Bearers, or it's Blood Angels. Not sure which, but there we go. So looks like an Orc tank, although it's painted up to look like maybe a Rebel Imperial Guard tank.
Like
It's
a Predator?
Yeah, it could. Do you know what? It could even be an original Predator. It is. Sorry, I've lied. It is an original Predator, Mark 1, 19. Late 80s.
And is it metal or is it a plastic?
That's metal. Piece of history right there. That looks like.
They look like they're in the wrong box.
Yeah, they certainly are. Yeah. Right. Let's move on to the next box and see what's in here. These battle group boxes were such good value.
What was in that one then?
Originally, you got all of that.
Okay, Eldar, Imperial Guard, Space Marines and Chaos.
Yep.
So I would have taken the Eldar from this. You
Yep.
would have kept the Space Marines and the Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
Where did the Chaos end up?
I think Scott ended up taking those.
Okay. All right, well, what have we got here? Sprues.
Sprues. So,
Original sprues.
original sprues. These ones I think I've got these off of people. They've been painted badly green.
Okay.
We've got a few still left. We've got some
Looks like your Imperial Fists.
Imperial, yeah, some Imperial Fists there.
Okay.
Some unpainted sprues.
Okay.
So you could see that they came in different colours. We've got some other bits in there.
So what have we got? Is it probably what was in the box or something else?
No, I don't think anything. I think it's all going to be a big. Look, so we started to sort this out. Terminators on the square bases.
Okay.
Square bases were fine, but it was quite fiddly to paint between their models, even back then. And then we've got an assortment of. We've got a Mark II Land Raider. Look at that.
Hold it still.
We've got a plastic Rhino with a hole in the top, which must mean it had a turret.
Must be some sort of Predator or something.
Either a
Or
Predator or a
Whirlwind.
Damocles or a Whirlwind, probably a Whirlwind.
What else is in there?
Yeah, look at this.
Dive into that box a bit.
Yeah, go on.
Now, what on earth is that? Is that resin rhinos or something?
Yeah, it looks like you've got Resin Rhino. You've got oh look, you've got
Handmade?
yeah, they look like homemade for creating wrecks and ruins and things.
Okay.
And you've got some basilisks,
Yes.
Imperial Fists colours.
And then is that another metal rhino in there?
It is indeed another metal rhino. So lots of rhinos, a couple of other bits and pieces. That's an eBay purchase
How
right
do you
there.
know?
because I would never have painted it in those colours.
I see. Right, got it.
Right, moving on. Next box. Just to remind you, this is Space Marine Epic. Ha! Flying bases, resin pieces, thud guns or mole mortars. Look at this. Back in the day when they did orcs at that scale, there's an orc killer can or dreadnought.
Okay. And what's going on with the basing in there?
What these?
No, the square bases. Is that card?
Yeah, that's your, card you'd use for mounting card.
Why are we putting it on these?
Because we had nothing else.
Okay, there you go.
It's interesting you say that.
Yeah.
Just to say how things have come along. I'm sure in here. Yep, look. These days, you've got a sprue like that.
Okay.
20mm bases from Renedra.
Okay.
Cheap as chips, and you don't spend hours cutting up card.
Which is what we did here.
Which is what we did here.
Okay.
For the troll.
Yep.
And there is a Chaos Dreadnought.
Okay. How can we tell the difference?
Because the Loyalist ones were sort of upright.
Okay. And this one's kind of got that pointy nose.
Yeah, they're obviously watched Robocop.
Okay. Ed 209.
Yeah. All right, let's look next one below. On the top it says Epic Chaos Hoard, but if I look underneath, oh, there we go. It's a Banelord Titan. So 2 boxes in one. And we've got a mix of Khorne and Tzeentch. They're probably having their own war right here going on. We've got these Tzeentch aircraft. We've got Khornite cavalry and Khornite space marines.
Is there a mixture of metal and plastic?
Yeah,
So
all of the infantry and cavalry are plastic, and these are metal.
Okay.
I've done them out in brass and gold, appropriate for Tzeentch. And in the box below,
Attack force.
Attack force. This is where you got your vehicles. So look at that. They even gave you flags that you could cut out and stick onto your flagpoles.
Okay.
And this was where you got all your vehicles.
So this box was not an infantry box. This was a vehicle box.
Yeah, I mean, you still got a lot of space marines.
Yeah.
And you got a load of orcs and a load of Eldar. Let's have a look at see what's inside.
Do you think it's the attack force?
No. No. So we've got Epic Armageddon here. Now, one of the things we've always talked about in Epic is the lack of air power in games. And I took that advice, and when I bought all this stuff from the local hobby store, I seem to have bought plenty of air power for the Astra Militarum, but anti-aircraft as well. And we've got a note here. What's this? That's got nothing to do with that. So we've got all sorts here. Got a bombard.
Okay, is that Imperial Army?
Imperial Army, yeah.
Does it look like a box of Imperial forces?
No, it's I tell you what we've got here. This is a hodgepodge of old 285th scale. It's like a Russian.
It's an intercontinental ballistic missile carrier or
yeah, look, and I tell you what, we're obviously using them as Death Strike launchers.
Right, I see.
In the game.
Because there's a Death Strike missile or something
yeah. You put that on there and there we go. Off it goes.
Okay.
Oh, we have got Imperial Mole.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
The base for a drop pod.
Yep.
Yeah, another Titan without any arms.
Is that a Titan or a Knight?
Knight rather, yeah. Another one without any arms.
Okay.
So there we go. It's a bit of a hodgepodge in there. And then further in,
Oh, further into the box.
Yep. Oh, look. Another.
Is that a Thunderhawk?
That's another Thunderhawk.
Is that the same scale as the other one we saw?
Yep.
Does this look like your Air Force box then?
There's another one. It's missing its tail fin.
Okay.
There we go.
What else have we got in that box?
Eldar Knights.
Okay, that is interesting.
There's a couple of Eldar Knights, and then there's some of the older, they're kind of weird, like early.
Okay, these are from about 1989, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's really strange.
And this was them selling something that was like a 28mm figure, but we were using it for Epic. But
Yep.
I don't remember us using those in Epic.
No,
But
these
must have got those on eBay, yeah?
Yeah, this was an eBay purchase. Moving on, there we go. Bags of miniatures. These are hounds, Chaos Hounds,
Okay.
Cornite Hounds, Chaos Space Marines. Another Thunderhawk. That's 3 in my hand. Nurgles, Plague Bearers.
Okay, so this is where the Chaos stuff's ended
Yep.
up by the looks of things.
Chimeras,
Okay.
Beastmen.
Okay.
I must have done a lot of sorting back then. Bloodletters. Okay, so we've got a box of stormtroopers, Imperial Guard stormtroopers.
White metal infantry.
Yeah, they're an absolute nightmare to clean up. And then
the bottom here.
lots of bases.
Yep.
And other resin bits of destroyed things. Oh, hang on. We've got metal, really more anti-aircraft guns and another bombard. So all sorts in there.
Okay.
All to be sorted. Right then. Look at this box.
What on earth is that?
It's from the United States. And it was sent to our flat where we lived. So this is going back to 2004. I've identified it. It's 2004.
And what are you doing ordering things from the US instead of the UK?
Because you could only get it on the US site, not the UK site.
Okay, so what's in it?
I've no idea.
Does it say what was in it? How many components? How much did it cost?
It cost $256.
Okay, back in 2004.
Yeah,
Well, that's Games Workshop for you.
101 parts in there.
Okay.
Model components. That's all it says.
Okay.
But I don't think that's what's in there now. Okay, so this isn't what I ordered from Games Workshop back in 2004. Word bearers, because they're red, and we've got dreadnoughts and land raiders, plastic ones. Okay, what else we've got? A metal shadow sword. We've got the Primarch of the Death Guard. We've got a Bloodthirster. We've got Angron. Okay, what else have we got here? We've got a Greater Demon of Zench and another Angron. Okay, what's this? This looks like one of those massive siege engines of Khorne in there. I can't remember what the name of that was. We've got a Nurgle, another Nurgle siege engines. Destruction. I think these were the floating
towers of Zench.
Yeah, they acted. Look, they work like that, and you
Yeah.
can't create a force field.
Right.
I've got the wings of a Fire Lord.
Okay.
There we go.
Is there a Fire Lord there?
There is a Fire Lord there.
Okay.
This is the.
So that's the larger Zench flyer, is it?
Yep.
Okay. And then it looks like lots of troops on bases in there. What
Yeah.
have we got there?
It's the rest of the Chaos filth. So cavalry.
Okay, so this is probably what we found on what would have come out of the boxes that we've already opened.
Yeah. Look at this.
Yeah.
Metal. miniatures.
They-
We've got bloodthirsters.
Right, blood letters.
Yeah, bloodletters, maybe. No, they're Nurglings.
Okay.
Nurgle plague bearers. Okay, let's move on. All right, we're going to move on to the box underneath. And pop all that back in there. Move this to one side. Right, so I don't know what we've got in here. We haven't found any Titans yet. Ah, there it is. The Titans.
Some Titans in there.
Yeah.
So where have these come from?
These will be from the ones that we bought originally.
Okay.
So, battle damage.
Okay.
Legs
fallen off.
The legs fallen off.
So how many of those are in there?
3.
Okay, so that's from our 3 boxes.
Yep. No, 2. Yeah, one.
Bought one.
Bought one. Got one. And there's a deer. There we go. There's another one. Let me just move these. These are all the knights over here.
They would have come with the box set, yeah?
Yeah, I've acquired more over time.
And is that a Reaver Titan I can see just tucked away in
Yep.
there?
There's a metal Reaver. In
Okay.
fact, there's a second metal Reaver just there.
And is that a third one underneath it?
Yep. There we are.
Okay.
And look
What's
at
on-
this.
What's this?
I don't know. If anyone knows what that is, please let us know in the comments.
Oh, crikey. That's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah. It's GW, I'm sure of it.
Okay. And then what's in this other compartment? Lots of Warlord Titans.
Warlord Titans.
Is there
Yeah.
a Chaos one there I can see?
Yep, Banelord.
A Banelord, right.
Painted probably while you were living at the farm.
Okay. Right. So there's a few. How many Warlords are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
A couple
14.
of Manacles then.
14. Oh, look, there's another Reaver.
Okay, so that's 4 Reavers.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep. Okay. Let's box on, lid on. Let's move on. Okay, for this little box, let's see what we've got in here. Bits.
Bit more chaos in here.
Yeah, I can't remember what that was called.
It's a Cornite thing. Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And then does that look like a Warhound?
That's a little
And they've got
Warhound.
bases for them. Look, they've broken
Yeah.
off the bases.
Yeah. More chaos engines.
I don't remember this demon. What's that?
That's the greater demon of Nurgle.
Okay. And then what's this in the bottom of the box? It looks like 1/300 scale
Sci-fi
fight
dirt
of
side type
vehicles.
stuff,
Right, dirt side, of course.
which came out. And look, I was obviously.
Some flyers.
Yep. They're the
Those
attack ones.
GW or
Yep.
okay.
I quite like that colour scheme.
Yeah,
quite
it's
good.
lovely, isn't it?
Have to carry that on.
Hey, what's underneath that? A
Right.
war horde.
Yeah. So this.
So squats, orcs, dreadnoughts.
Yeah. Dreadnoughts. Yeah.
That's what's on that one then. Okay, that's interesting. So you've got Eldar in there. You've got squats. You've got orcs. So you've got dreadnoughts from a number of different armies.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look then.
These boxes retailed about £10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, back in the day.
Back in the day.
Okay, what have
Okay.
we got? Have we
More
actually got?
sprues. No, it's nothing. Nothing is as it is.
Okay, looks like Imperial Guard. Isn't
No, they're not. They're squat.
it? Okay, squats. Interesting.
Okay, but squat sprues. We've got another bagged up lot of chaos squats.
Okay, interesting. Didn't know they
Okay.
did chaos.
Yeah. More squats
Got a lot
and
of squats
space
in there.
marines, and then we've got bases and the flag poles as well. So you can
Okay.
do your command hand.
HQ stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, and
Okay.
a Battle Titans box. Have we done one of these yet? No.
No, we haven't. No. Let's have a look at what's in here. Oh, an old T-shirt.
Oh, this looks like my Eldar Titans.
A
Shall we,
headless.
yeah, shall we move on? Because this is,
Yeah.
it's got the bits and pieces which we
Yeah.
featured in the Eldar army.
Yeah.
The Eldar army. Same with these, the Scout Titans and the Phantom there.
Okay.
Yeah, we've already taken a look at those. So what's
And
this?
rules? Whippy sticks. You can never have enough of these. And it
What are
looks
those
like
for?
they're range rulers. Also, as kids, we'd like whip each other with them, as boys want to do.
Okay.
And then we've got the
Counters?
counters. order markers and all of
Okay.
the.
And what's that underneath it?
That is the play sheets for the Imperator Titan
And how many of
data
those?
card.
How many of those have we got in there?
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So there we go. And we've got the
hit location.
Yeah, hit location.
The original rulers, range rulers from the Adeptus Titanicus
Yep,
set.
they're really smart. They're
Yep,
really
lovely,
good.
aren't they?
Yep. Space Marine summary sheets.
What are these sprues?
Chaos.
Chaos, right.
Chaos.
So a bit of a jumble. Hey, look, what's this
Imperial Army.
handwritten piece here? Is this an army list?
Oh no, look. This tells us what we've got.
Okay.
So Titan and Knights, Imperator 3, Warlord, 19 in
19
total.
in total.
Yeah, Reaver only had 1 at the time.
Okay.
Knights 39, sort of Paladin.
And then skip down to Eldar.
Eldar 5.
Need 2 heads.
Need 2 heads
feet.
and a pair of feet. And 1, what's that? Farseer Titan. Okay, and look at that.
What's that?
You could use that as a placeholder for your proxy.
Whilst you didn't have one.
Whilst you didn't have one.
Okay.
Okay, that's everything in there. Okay, so this box wasn't in the loft, but there's some things in here to bring the game up to date. So let's open it up. And we've got Warhound Titan. Warhound Titan.
Those 8mm.
Yeah, these are the 8mm ones. Knights. I'm not even going to pronounce the name. Another Titan. Heavy Warhound Titans. Oh, look. We've got another Titan. This is kind of a mid-size between a Reaver and a Warlord, I think. More Knights. More Knights. And then we've got, oh my goodness. There must have been a sale on the Imperial Aeronautica. We've got lots and lots of flyers here. All 8mm, so they'll all be useful for the game. All sorts. Got loads of orcs there as well. And let's see what else we've got. We've got Eldar. We've got more humans. And oh, look at that. We've even got a Tau. And some more Imperial Navy fighters. It's been great fun unboxing all of this. And if you've got any questions, please drop it into the comments section of this video.
What do you think you're going to be doing for the next couple of months then, Richard?
Oh, I've got my work cut out. There's plenty to do. I think I've just finished my Emperor's Children in 6mm. So I think I'm going to start on the Imperial Navy and the Imperial Army.
Well, if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And one way or another, whether this lot gets finished or not, we'll see you on the battlefield.